Greetings everyone, my name is Gigi and this is Let's Build, wherein I build a Lego set timed to different media and talk about the facts concerning the topic of the build. Today's build is the Lego Lilo and Stitch Beach House versus Disney's Lilo and Stitch 2 Hämsterviel Havoc. All footage I'm using is for science, educational, and research purposes. My content is transformative and protected under fair use. All footage is time-lapse with commentary. I apologize in advance for pronouncing names or places incorrectly. Spoilers ahead. You have been warned. Specifications of the Lego set. Amazing adventures await fans and kids aged 9+ in this Lilo and Stitch Beach House Lego Disney Building Kit playset. Featuring a 2-level beach house model, this cool Disney buildable toy has lots of movie details and Easter eggs, including 2 surfboards, Lilo's doll Scrump, a record player, pickle jar, a brick-built spaceship, plus 5 Lego Disney character minifigures: David, Lilo, Mr. Bubbles, Nani and Stitch, for endless fun play. This Disney building kit for girls and boys will be the buildable fantasy set everyone talks about, offering older kids a more complex build that also inspires pretend play. It works with either Lego Disney building sets, sold separately, and is ideal for gift giving. Kids and adult Disney fans alike will love exploring the house with beloved Disney characters. Builders also get an intuitive building experience with the Lego Builder app, where they can zoom in and rotate models in 3D, save sets, and track progress. Beach House for Kids. Engage girls and boys age 9 and up with this Lilo and Stitch Beach House buildable fantasy set that sparks fun, imaginative play as they create and explore the house. Buildable play set. Features a buildable house with 6 rooms and a rooftop observatory for the spaceship, plus Lego Disney minifigures of Lilo, Stitch, Nani, David, and Mr. Bubbles. Imaginative pretend play elements. The house is packed with Easter eggs and special details from Disney's hit Lilo and Stitch, plus 2 surfboards, a mini guitar, mini record player, and much more. Creative play options. Disney's Lilo and Stitch fans can build the house and spaceship, then play endless stories with all Disney characters before putting the house on display when the play is done. Impressive building kit for kids. This Lego Disney building set is an ideal set for gift giving for girls, boys, and fans aged 9 and up who love house play and playful extraterrestrial friends. Disney building playset. With an iconic house from Disney's hit Lilo and Stitch, 5 well-known Disney characters, and loads of accessories, this building kit boosts life skills through fun play. Dimensions. The beach house from the Disney hit Lilo and Stitch in this 834-piece buildable Lego Disney set measures over 7 inches high, 13 inches wide, and 5.5 inches deep. The instructions go right into the build without any further fanfare. Lilo Pelekai is a young orphaned Hawaiian girl who lives on the island of Kauai with her older sister Nani and her extended yet unconventional family of alien visitors marooned on Earth. Stitch, also known as Experiment 626, is an illegal genetic experiment created by Jumba and Nani Pelekai is the older sister and legal guardian of Lilo. David Kawena is very kind and a good loyal friend to Nani, Lilo, and their adopted Ohana. Cobra Bubbles is a former CIA agent who became a social worker. Lilo's house, also known as the Pelekai residence, is a split-level home where Lilo, her sister Nani, Stitch, and later Jumba and Pleakley live in the Lilo and Stitch franchise. The house is located in the middle of a heavily forested area outside of Kokoa Town, Hawaii, alongside a hill and next to a cliff overlooking a stream down below. A very long dirt driveway separates it from the rest of society. Its seclusion makes it the perfect place for the alien residents to live in without the need to disguise themselves all the time, as well as to hide Jumba's massive spaceship nearby. The house is on a large deck held up by stilts, with a side addition built on a higher level alongside the hillside and a small extension for the living room on the opposite side. The house is accessed from the ground in front by a stairway with an intermediate quarter landing. Underneath the house on the cliffside is an open-air carport where vehicles are stored safely from inclement weather. The house also has a backyard that's the same level as the house itself, and there is a small deck perched on top of a hill with a hammock to relax in, accessed from a flight of stairs nearby the house. When Jumba comes looking for Stitch in Lilo and Stitch, the battle between them damages much of the house before an overloading blaster explodes and destroys the entire house. In the end, however, Lilo gets to keep Stitch, and he, Lilo, Cobra, Nani, David, Jumba and Pleakley end up rebuilding and renovating the demolished house, including moving Lilo's bedroom to a smaller tower on the roof and repainting it teal instead of its original yellow. Jumba and Pleakley then move in, thus becoming a part of Lilo and Nani's extended ohana. The house in Lilo and Stitch, the series, has a tendency to get repeatedly damaged. In the episode Melty, the house is destroyed by Experiment 228, Melty, in an alternate timeline. Gantu has opened up or even blasted the roof in several instances to access the inside. This even led to Jumba adding hinges to the roof to prevent having to repeatedly repair it. In Mr. Stenchy, Gantu also runs straight through the front door so he could chase down Stitch and grab Experiment 254, Mr. Stenchy, inside. However, despite both the repeated damage and its working-class appearance, the house is more technologically advanced than other houses on Earth, thanks to the aliens' presence and Jumba's upgrades to the house. Lilo and Stitch's tower bedroom is probably the best example of these upgrades. In a more trivial note of the house's portrayal in the show, most transitions to the shot of the house's facade in the daytime is accompanied by the sound of a rooster crow for some inexplicable reason. In the film's opening of Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch has a glitch. Stitch has a nightmare in which he destroys the house by crashing into it in the red police car cruiser. Considering that Stitch has a glitch was released during the Lilo and Stitch the series run, yet takes place before the events of the series, the house has some significant differences in its appearance. In Stitch Has a Glitch, the facade maintains the teal paint seen at the end of the original film, while in the series, the teal paint was changed to appear much more blue. Lilo and Stitch's bedroom is also radically different between the two works. In the series, the bedroom has a somewhat clean, sci-fi look to it. Lilo sleeps on her own bed, while Stitch sleeps in a hanging cot, and the room is accessed via an elevator platform. In Stitch Has a Glitch, the room has a more natural appearance with wooden flooring that is somewhat messy with toys all over the floor, as expected of most children's bedrooms. Lilo and Stitch sleep on their own bunks on a bunk bed, and the room is accessed via semi-spiraling stairs. The film also shows the roof to be retractable, allowing for views of the night sky, and an antenna appears on the top of the roof. This antenna also appeared at the end of the first film, but not in the series. In the series, only the center of the ceiling can be opened to become a skylight, controlled via a button on the wall which Stitch has access by his bed. The house is also the home of a few experiments besides Stitch, the only known ones being Experiment 248, Belle, and Experiment 223, Glitch. The house appears in the Disney Infinite series in the backdrop of Lilo's tropical sky, Sky Dome. For unknown reasons, the house appears in its original yellow and green appearance, before it was destroyed by Jumba and Stitch in the original film. In Disney Magic Kingdoms, the house appears as an attraction. The game's representation of the house is primarily based on its appearance in Lilo and Stitch, the series, although the antenna from the end of Lilo and Stitch and Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, also appears. It is represented as an attraction where guests can ride hovercrafts around the house, with the carport and main floor of the house itself being used as stations. The house's repeated activity, rebuilding and renovating again, is a reference to its tendency to get repeatedly damaged. The house also appears in Disney's Speedstorm as part of the Kauai track environment. The house is also inexplicably based on its original appearance before Jumba and Stitch's fight, despite the presence of Angel as a playable racer. Its appearance is also mostly modified to fit within the confines of the track environment, such as being closer to and less secluded from Kokua Town than it actually is, and the deck's stairs landing removed, turning them into a straight set of stairs. Oddly, the bedroom side addition is also modified to be an extension jutting out of the roof above the kitchen. Rooms. Lilo's old room Lilo's old room / Jumba and Pleakley's room. This bedroom comprises nearly the entirety of the side addition to the house. This room was originally Lilo's bedroom before reconstruction, and considering both the design of the house and the presence of a bunk bed in this room, it was also likely shared with Nani until the sisters' parents died. It became Jumba and Pleakley's room after the house was reconstructed. Lilo and Stitch's room. The only major addition to the house after its reconstruction, situated in a small, round tower with a disc elevator. Master bedroom / Nani's room. It was presumably Lilo and Nani's parents' bedroom until their deaths, in which case Nani moved into this room after she inherited the house from them. The hallway connects all rooms of the house together. It also contains the stairs leading to Jumba and Pleakley's bedroom, and the elevator tube to Lilo and Stitch's bedroom. Kitchen. This room also serves as the family's dining room and is accessible from either the hallway or the living room. Bathroom. The house contains only one full bathroom shared by everyone. Attic. This room is also where Stitch hoarded numerous Christmas gifts that he stole in one episode. Living room. The front door leads to this room, as is typical of most houses. The elevator leading to Lilo and Stitch's new bedroom was added after the house's reconstruction. In Stitch Has a Glitch, it is a staircase instead. Laundry room. This room also contains the back door leading to the house's backyard. Lilo and Stitch the series, simply titled Disney's Lilo and Stitch, is an American animated television series produced by Walt Disney Television Animation. It premiered on ABC on September 20th, 2003 as part of ABC Kids, with a delayed premiere on Disney Channel on October 12th, 2003. The series ended on July 29th, 2006, after airing 65 episodes in 2 seasons. A sequel spin-off of the 2002 feature film on which it was based A sequel spin-off of the 2002 feature film on which it was based, and the follow-up to the direct-to-video pilot film, Stitch, the Movie, It was the first of 3 television series produced in the Lilo and Stitch franchise, and the only one to retain the same setting as the original film. It aired on Disney Channel worldwide, but has only been released on DVD in full in Japan in 4 box sets. A follow-up film, Leroy and Stitch, was released in 2006 and served as a finale to both the television series and the original Lilo and Stitch canon. Plot: continuing where Stitch the movie left off, Lilo and Stitch are given the task of collecting the rest of Jumba's 623 missing experiments, changing them from bad to good, and finding the one place where they truly belong. Meanwhile, the former Captain Gantu and his reluctant partner, Experiment 625, later named Reuben, try to capture the experiments for the imprisoned Dr. Hämsterviel. Running for 2 seasons, it had a total of 65 episodes. The storyline of the series concluded with the Disney Channel broadcast of the television film Leroy and Stitch on June 23, 2006. Characters: I'm not going to list all of the characters, only the relevant ones to the set and the game. Stitch, voiced by Chris Sanders, also known as Experiment 626, is one of the 2 lead characters. After finding out about his 625 other experiment cousins, he and Lilo set to find them, reform them to good, and have them join their ever-expanding ohana. He also learns more about life on Earth along the way. Lilo Pelekai, voiced by Davy Chase, is another lead character. She is Stitch's owner and best friend. She assists Stitch in finding his cousins, naming them, and finding them a one true place where they can use their abilities for good. Nani Pelekai, voiced by Tia Carrere, is Lilo's older sister and legal guardian, and caretaker of the household that they live in. She is always busy and burned out, and constantly has to deal with Lilo and Stitch's shenanigans. She works in a surfboard and beach equipment rental hut on Lahui Beach in early season 1, but switches her employment to the rental wing of the Birds of Paradise Hotel midway through the season. Dr. Jacques van Hämsterviel, voiced by Jeff Bennett, is Jumba's former lab partner who seeks to capture the genetic experiments he helped to create through financing, hiring Gantu for help. He works from his prison cell, which he set up as a laboratory. His name is usually mispronounced, much to his chagrin, usually as Hamster Wheel or Hämsterviel. David Coena, voiced by D. Bradley Baker, is Nani's boyfriend who is a local surfer and fire performer, and is aware of the existence of aliens. He also appears in episodes Richter, Cannonball, Yin Yang, Splody Head, Fibber, Amnesio, Poxy, Hunka Hunka, and Wishy Washy. Cobra Bubbles, voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, is a mysterious government agent who is working as a social worker and the only known human aside from Lilo's family who is aware of the aliens and experiments. He appeared in Amnesio, The Asteroid, and Shush, while the title experiment of the episode Spooky, Experiment 300, changed into Bubbles to trick and frighten Nani. Ving Rhames, who played Cobra in the original film and Stitch the movie, was also credited in this episode alongside Richardson. Production: July 2002, Thomas Schumacher, then president of Walt Disney Feature Animation, announced that Disney was developing a television series sequel to the film for Disney Channel in fall 2003 under the working title of Stitch, the TV series. The series was announced alongside the direct-to-video film Stitch the Movie. Television animation directors Tony Craig and Bobs Ganaway, who both worked on Disney animated series such as House of Mouse and The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa, and television screenwriter Jess Winfield, who wrote Teacher's Pet and Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, served as executive producers of the show. Victor Cook and Don McKinnon directed the show's first 39 episodes, which comprised the first season. For the remaining 26 episodes, which comprised the second season, Bob LaDuca replaced McKinnon as the other main director alongside Cook, while Craig directed 2 episodes, Spike and Shoe. A majority of the cast from the original film reprised their roles in the series. Release: the series aired as part of the ABC Kids block on ABC from September 20th, 2003 to September 2nd, 2006. Disney Channel from October 12, 2003 to 2010. Again as part of the Disney Replay block from August 20th, 2014 to January 1st, 2015. During Stitch Day on June 26th, 2025. Which was being aired to commemorate the success of the live-action film, and Toon Disney from January 16, 2006 to February 8, 2009, days before the network rebranded to Disney XD, which eventually reran the series from March 11th to July 29th, 2018, and again on June 26, 2025. The show also aired as a launch program on the Disney Junior channel from March 23, 2012 to September 3, 2013, marking this the first Disney Channel original series to air on that network. Reception: in a since-deleted review of the final film Leroy and Stitch, AllMovie's Skylar Miller called Lilo and Stitch the series a high-quality television series, stating that it was a pleasant surprise to fans of the 2002 film, continuing its good-natured, offbeat spirit while introducing the ingenious plot device of having the titular duo capture and rehabilitate Stitch's 625 cousins. Betsy Wallace of Common Sense Media gave the show's quality 3 out of 5 stars, acceptable for ages 6 and up. Wallace noted that Lilo frequently demonstrates compassion to creatures, but ultimately deemed the series' humor to be its strong point, pointing out that the show even makes fun of its own scant educational content. In his 2018 book, The Encyclopedia of American Animated Television Shows, author David Perlmutter wrote that the show's concept was saddled with formulaic and derivative elements that were not found in the original film, though he praised Kevin McDonald's voice performance as Pleakley, calling said performance clever and amusing, and the show's central grace. Trivia: Lilo and Stitch the series was originally going to be named Stitch the TV series. This decision was later changed, resulting in the mismatched title of its pilot, Stitch the movie. The title Stitch, with the exclamation point, would later be used as the title of an anime series. In the episode Finder, Yuki asks if Finder could find her uncle Jimbo, and possible reference to Jimbo Kern from South Park. In the episode Babyfire, Lilo wants to see a movie called Sludge Mummies 2: Attack of the Bones, which may be an allusion to Star Wars Episode 2: Attack of the Clones. Tokyo Pop published 3 Lilo and Stitch Cinemanga books. The search begins with episodes Poxy and Spooky, Sparring and Charming with Kicks and Cannonball, and Contents Under Pressure, Yin Yang and Richter. Unlike the movies, Lilo often wears a green dress with flowers instead of the same design but in red in the first season, though she wears the red one more often in the second season. Unlike other Disney Channel original shows that premiere on Disney Channel and then later come to ABC Kids, Lilo and Stitch premiered on ABC, and then came to the Disney Channel as a marathon on Columbus Day 2003. This is the third Disney Channel original series to end after 2 seasons, after Lizzie McGuire and The Proud Family. It is also the first animated Disney Channel original series to do so after the latter. Stitch and Reuben are both proven to be ticklish in different episodes. Stitch is tickled by a growth ray in Short Stuff, and Reuben is tickled by Tickle Tummy in Snafu. This is the only television series in the Lilo and Stitch franchise to not show the episode titles on screen. Cannonball and Gigi use powers in Leroy and Stitch that they never use in the series. Cannonball being able to roll into a ball and Gigi being able to talk. Characters from Lilo and Stitch the series appeared in a parody of the We're All in This Together scene in the High School Musical titled Stitch Meets High School Musical. The vignette appeared in the High School Musical Around the World 1-year anniversary special and can also be found on the Deluxe Dance Edition 2-disc DVD release of High School Musical 2. Parody musician Weird Al Yankovic makes a guest appearance in Tank as a wandering minstrel. One of the characters who debuted in this show, Splody-Head, was given a cameo in Big Hero 6 as one of the pillows on Fred's bed. This makes Lilo and Stitch the series the first Disney sequel TV series to be referenced in a Disney animated canon film. The main subtle joke of the series is just how completely ignorant the people of Kokua Town are to the fact that aliens live among them. Many of the experiments get jobs that are biologically impossible for normal Earth creatures, while Jumba and Pleakley easily stick out. This was Glenn Shattuck's last show before his death in 2010. Disney's Lilo and Stitch 2 Hämsterviel Havoc, titled Disney's Lilo and Stitch 2 in Europe and Disney's Lilo and Stitch in Japan, is a 2004 action platform video game developed by Climax Studio and published by Disney Interactive for the Game Boy Advance platform. A sequel to the 2002 Lilo and Stitch video game of the same platform, developed by Digital Eclipse, Hämsterviel Havoc serves as the only tie-in video game for the Lilo and Stitch the series. Gameplay. While Disney's Lilo and Stitch 2 Hämsterviel Havoc is primarily a platformer, the player will have a chance to play as other characters and vehicle segments. Play as both Lilo and Stitch to rescue Nani and David, who have been kidnapped by the evil Hämsterviel and taken aboard his spaceship. To complicate things, Hämsterviel created evil alien experiments that go head-to-head with our heroes. Start by capturing each experiment and harnessing its special power in order to progress and capture the next. Sparky, Experiment 221, helps you out with his powerful electricity balls, while Richter, Experiment 513, shakes things up by igniting an earthquake. Gameplay modes include platform shooting as Stitch, navigation and strategy as Lilo, intense racing, and multiplayer mode. From the manual, for some odd reason, good peaceful experiments are wreaking havoc all over the island. In addition to their duty to track down all of the missing experiment balls, Lilo and Stitch must now find all of the rampaging experiments and convince them to be good again. To make things worse, the Galactic Council has heard about the bad experiments and has sent guards to the island to round them all up, including Stitch. What could possibly be causing good experiments to go bad again? Playing Disney's Lilo and Stitch 2. Lilo and Stitch need to track down all of the experiments that are causing chaos on the island. Along the way, they will have the help of the experiments that they have found and turned back to good. When Stitch finds and turns a misbehaving experiment back to good, he will race across the island in the buggy and meet up with his other friends and exchange the experiments. To thank them for their help, The experiments offer to help our heroes out in their quest. Stitch uses the experiments that help him to maximize his firepower, while Lilo keeps with her the experiments those powers that she can use to help solve puzzles in stealthier manner than her boisterous blue friend. The experiments. Yarp. Experiment 613. His sonic blast will help Stitch blow enemies away. Slushy. Experiment 523. He generates an icy wind that will help out Lilo by freezing liquids, blowing boxes and other small objects, freezing enemies, and putting out fires. Yang. Experiment 502. Use Yang to take out Stitch's more troublesome enemies from a safe distance with his powerful blobs of lava. Richter. Experiment 513. With 1 pound of his tail, Richter causes the earth to shake, helping Lilo by dislodging loose rocks. His strength is also helpful for moving heavy objects. He is too heavy to jump and stays close to the ground. Slugger. Experiment 608. Protect Stitch by taking careful aim and swinging Slugger's tail to deflect incoming projectiles. Sparky. Experiment 221. Sparky can help Lilo by activating switches and shocking enemies. Being made of electricity, Sparky can fly through the air and zip through electrical wiring. When Sparky is next to a terminal, press the B button to send him zipping through a wire. Splody Head. Experiment 619. Splody Head's homing plasma bolts are an excellent addition to Stitch's arsenal. And Recall the Experiment, used by Lilo to remove an experiment from the environment and place it back into the inventory. Since this Lego set is more blue in color, which would be after the house was rebuilt, I decided to use and talk about the events that happened after the first movie. The Lilo and Stitch series and Hämsterviel Havoc fit the timeline really well. The teal brick separator that came with this set was also a pleasant surprise. The best parts about this set are the minifigures and specific details in the house. I wish the architecture of the house was a better representation of the house in the series, with the base of the house being supported with stilts, the larger staircase, and more complete with a hinge to open to the inside. The game is really easy to play and seems to have replayability with other characters to collect all the experiment balls, but the limited recycled music started to grate on me. Total build time, 2 hours, 14 minutes, 27 seconds, which means you could watch roughly 6 episodes of Lilo and Stitch the series. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Remember to like, subscribe, share, ring that bell, all the things for the YouTubes. Thank you.